Merry Christmas, everybody. Marvin and Kid here, coming to you again with my comic review. Now, I decided I wasn't going to wait. I'll do it today, even though it's a very special day, Christmas. It is when I'm recording this now. So as of right now, it's very, very, very early in the morning. Everybody's still asleep, but it's Christmas. So Merry Christmas to everybody. First and foremost, I'd like to thank my mentor, my friend, my brother, uh, Blue Goblin, and his girlfriend, Lady J. Guys, I love it. I love it. Thank you. Uh, I've been looking to get the mini series of the Spider-Man, Human Torch, Dan Slott run that day he did, and I could never find it in single issues. But thank you so much, guys. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you. So, yeah, I'm gonna kick off this review, and with all the Christmas shopping I did and things like that, all the running around and getting beat, I was still able to go out, get my comics, and have fun reading. So we're gonna kick it off with IDW Ninja Turtles #5. Okay, so the turtles are reunited. The family's all together, and we see Raphael really learning very quickly of the art of ninjutsu. He learned it very fast. You see him sparring with his other brothers while Splinter is out, and in the meantime he's telling a story of Hamato Yoshi and Oroku Sake and what happened. Um, Also, we see that Casey Jones is if he doesn't get his grades up, he can't play college hockey anymore, so he needs a tutor. So basically, this was a Christmas episode. This was a Christmas issue. Uh, in the end, I will spoil this for you guys. Um, Out of respect, the reason why the turtles in the first 4 episodes were all wearing red was because of Raphael, to keep their memory sharp of who they were missing. So Splinter gave them all gifts of their traditional colored bands that they usually wear, but it was a very good issue. This backstory between Oroku Sake and Hamato Yoshi was really good. Uh, this has still been a very good issue, very good. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 5. All right, keep it going with some more independent. The Bionic Man #5. Yep, #5. Uh, Kevin Smith, Phil Hester, and Jonathan Liu are on this. Steve Austin is on his first official mission, and it's supposed to be just a very quick recon mission where he's just supposed to get some information from this Russian diplomat. Quick and simple. It's recon. That's all it is. However, the villainous Hull, the first Bionic Man before Steve, comes into play, and Steve has to fight this guy. And it's pretty much a great battle between two Bionic men. Uh, but it ends on showing that Steve is still adjusting to his prosthetics and his augmentation, so he's kind of in a stalemate with Hall. But the next issue is supposed to be a slug out battle between the two. But it is still good, very good indeed. Bionic Man #5. Keep it going. Another Dynamite comic. Green Hornet #20. Uh, this issue is pretty much a good standalone issue. It's supposed to be It takes place right after the issue with Red Hand, and Britt Jr. and Mulan here are have some downtime. They went to this museum of for Central uh, for uh, Century City, and basically they see some things that their dad's replica costumes in there. In the meantime, we get this psychopath, this psycho gets inside a prototype tank, and it's up to the gang, this duo, to stop them. But we also see that there could be something going between Britt and Mulan. Like she I she might be having some feelings for him. Uh, but it was just a good standalone issue, pretty much. Okay, so let's move on to Marvel, shall we? Okay, The Amazing Spider-Man, the world's greatest superhero. 676. This issue is all about the Sinister Six, baby. And let's put it like this: the Sinister Six seems like next year they're going for broke. They battle the um, the super intellect, MODOK and the Claw and Mad Thinker and all of them, and they take them out and say they were last year. 2012 will belong to the Sinister Six. And I was like, whoa, okay, so this is what's coming. This is the next big story arc that's coming in Spidey. Dan Slott showed true grit for the Sinister Six. It was really good to see the Sinister Six in here. I don't like what Doc Ock looks like. I know it, but I will tell you, Doc Ock got an upgrade in this. But it was good to see Rhino and Electro and Mysterio and the Sandman, all his rogues gallery in this. But yeah, big things are coming, and Pete's better be ready. Okay, um, Avengers number 20. Um, well, the last issue we left off was the newspapers and everybody, the people of New York, are witnessing the new lineup for the Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes. And after that, all we saw was Norman Osborn come through the crowd and say, blah, run his mouth, blah, 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 blah. I never had a fair trial. You guys just put me in jail, everything like that. But lo and behold, it's a hologram. However, even some of the Avengers say, you know what? Hawkeye even says, which really shocked me. Hawkeye says, you know what, guys? He's right. As much as I hate him, Osborn's right. We didn't give him a fair trial. He wasn't even tried by a court. We just threw him in jail. That was it. Lo and behold, former SHIELD agents who used to be cleanup crews for all the superhero battles or people like that would basically have acquired DNA from various superheroes, and they corrugated into some of their Hydra hammer, because Hydra AIM, Hydra, and the Hand are working together, and a lot of they take on the Avengers, lo and behold. But it's really good. But the next issue is really supposed to see Storm cut loose. And first of all, I gotta say thank you, Marvel, for putting Storm on the Avengers. I always said she would have made a perfect Avenger, and who better to replace Thor than the goddess herself, Aurora Monroe. All right, Daredevil number 7. Uh, this is another just a Christmas episode, kind of. Um, Matt is taking a group of blind kids on a field trip into the Cascade Mountains. They were coming out of the Cascade Mountains, very snow, and their bus hit and they crashed. Now remember, all these kids are disabled, blind. So Matt has to use his senses, all his skills to get these 8, 9 plus kids out of the cold weather. And we get to see these kids really bond, and Matt really bond with these kids to save their lives. And that's pretty much all this was just a really fun, just a really loving Christmas story, but still not bad at all. Daredevil number 7. Okay, Fantastic Four number 601, Jonathan Hickman. Uh, Bottom line, it guys, Johnny is back, and he talk about bringing back hope to the family. He does it. You know, Pete, Spidey's all happy to see him. It was funny, like I said, when they came through the negative zone door. Johnny was like, Pete, what the hell are you wearing? Like, he thinks the Future Foundation costumes are ugly. He says they're hideous. And Peter, I mean, Johnny brings with him the his light brigade, as he calls them, and he has a nihilist like on a dog leash, basically. Like, yeah, I got the nihilist now. Look, and the Creed. Ronan has reactivated the Creed super intelligent. You remember that big green face with the tentacles the Creed used to follow? Well, he's back, and he's decided that to kill the Inhumans and Earth. And it's up to Johnny and them to stop this. And it was just really, it's really good to see Johnny. Now, in the comic wise, Johnny has gotten a little older as well. He's gotten older because time works differently in the negative zone. But Reed said he's been gone for 2 years, uh, basically. But yeah, it's not bad, not bad at all. Incredible Hulk number 3. Jason Aaron's. Mark Silverstone is still on the book after 3 issues. Uh, the Hulk, as always, just wants to be left alone. He is in Subrania with the Moloids, and by saying no to Marion Von Doom, no relation to Victor Von Doom, he tries to go back home. However, Bruce Banner, who, aka Dr. Moreau, as I like to say, has made gamma radiated animals, and he sent 2 of his creations, the Boar brothers, these 2 Hulk-like wild boar, uh, to go find the Hulk, and they do. And it's Hulk versus these 2 gamma radiated wild boar underground, and Hulk is punching these guys so hard is that he's causing seismic quakes all over the entire Earth. Like, they will show, like they will show somewhere maybe in like Miami or Seattle or somewhere, just doesn't matter, and there are quakes happening, and that's how hard he was hitting these guys, because plus they were underground. So in the meantime, basically the Hulk defeats him, but basically the Hulk says, he comes back to Maria Von Doom and says, look, I'll do what you ask, but one condition: Bruce Banner is mine. Like, so basically, yeah, Hulk is coming after Bruce, and I like where they're going with this. They still haven't explained really how they were separated, but uh, Aaron says they're gonna give tidbits to it. But yeah, still good, very edgy, and Hulk still looks cool with that beard. uh, yeah. Okay, Invincible Iron Man number 511. The best book Fraction writes. Yes, I said it. You heard what I said. Okay. Um, the Mandarin, Zeke Stain are setting their plan in motion, and they know they're trying to get They know Tony's uh, repulsor has been damaged in a fight when he was fighting the hammer-powered Grey Gargoyle, and he still hasn't been able to fix it yet. So Mandarin and Zeke have been upgrading a lot of Tony's old rogues gallery, and first of all, it's great to see that too. Last issue we saw Blizzard upgraded. Now in this issue we see Tony fighting the Living Laser upgraded, and it was really cool. So the Mandarin has some plans going on with Tony, and Tony's got to be ready. But this issue leaves off on a cliffhanger, which I don't want to spoil. I want to spoil, but I'm not. And things might not be looking good for Tony, if you know what I mean. As a hint. All right. Uh, Venom, number 11. Rick Mirender, still doing a good job. Flash is AOL, basically AWL, AWOL. He went AWOL. He took the Venom suit, and because he's being blackmailed by Jack-o'-lantern and his boss to do a job, and if they don't, they'll kill Betty and his mother, people like that. And we also get to see a little bit more into Jack-o'-lantern in this. Like, this guy is psychotic. He says there was one scene in here where they were in a diner, and uh, Jack-o'-lantern who was saying, like, I think you need to know who I am. Like, we're gonna be road trip buddies, so I'm gonna tell you, because I know all about you, but you don't know anything about me. And basically he tells him that, he killed his adopted parents and everything like that. uh all the other people who run around being Jack-o'-lantern, he killed them. um he's just psychotic. um But also in the meantime, Captain America has sent an operative to capture Flash and bring him back, and that character is General Ross, Thunderbolt Ross, on the Red Hulk. Um, so things are still looking good in this book, and Rick Miranda, you are doing a very, very good job on this book. I can't wait to see what else comes, but you really feel sorry for Flash in this book. He's just trying to do the right thing, trying to keep Betty and his mom safe, and you know, but he went about it. You can kind of say maybe he went about it the wrong way. He should have told somebody, but it's still got to bring up a question of what is this going to lead into how Flash joins the Secret Avengers or so. That's what I'm still thinking, but it was still good nonetheless. Jack-o'-lantern. All right. Um, Ultimate Comics, SpiderMan number 5. This is the issue, but guys, the issue that kinda is the road to where Miles is going. Okay, so in the last issue we left off, last issue, Miles was confronted by Ultimate Spider-Girl, Spider-Woman, and she's basically like, "Who are you? Why are you in that costume? And who are you?" And very angry at him. And Miles is saying, you know, "Who are you? I didn't know there was a Spider-Woman and everything like that." And she webs him up, and he's like, "I'm gonna tell the cops on you if you don't get out of my way." But in the meantime, while she was touching him, she webbed him all up. So he tried to run, and he smashed his head on a satellite, like a miniature satellite dish. And she checks his pulse, and she's like, "Okay, he's alive." She takes him back to the Trillonium, I think that's how you say the name, the headquarters of the Ultimates, and he gets questioned by Nick Fury and them. Basically, Nick Fury asks him, how'd you get your powers, everything like that. And Miles says, "I didn't mean any disrespect. I just wanted to pay homage to the first Spider-Man, Peter Parker, you know, and things like that." And That whole line, great power, with great power comes great responsibility. And you know, Spider-Woman is still a little upset because she thinks he's a mutant, but he's not. Tony Stark basically shows him like, no, his blood is altered. That's all. And but in the meantime, uh, Electro gets out, he breaks free and tries and cause havoc for the Ultimates. And it's basically Miles who takes out Electro in this really cool way too. For some reason, Miles is able to. He's got something that Peter never had. He can blend into his surrounding. He can go transparent. And when Electro sees Miles in the Spider-Man costume, he's like, "How can you be alive? I was there when you got killed. I saw you die." And Miles was able to beat Electro. It was crazy, but it was cool. So we come back to what happened. Miles is with his best friend, the only friend that he told about his secret, and Spider-Woman comes outside of her costume and says, "This is for from Nick Fury. He gave you one chance, and now you're in it. You're in it. There's no turning back from this. Are you in?" And he says, "Yeah, I'm in." And they open the briefcase, and it's his costume, his black and red costume. So he gets his black and red costume from Shield, actually. Uh, but yeah, that's it. It was There. It is. Now let's just see what else how far Miles was gonna go to pay homage to Peter. All right, and the last Marvel book, Wolverine and the X-Men #3. Uh, Jason Aaron's. Oh my God, this was really good. We get a flashback before we head into the what was going on now. It seems that uh, Logan was talking to Captain America about it and that told him everything, that he was going to rebuild the school, everything like that. And Cap says, "Yeah, well, I heard you, but I just don't believe it. I heard you and Summers had a falling out, but and but then he also shows Cap Quentin Queer here, Kid Omega, and he basically says to him, are you bringing him in so we can arrest him?" And Wolverine says, "No, we're gonna keep him for now." And Wolverine says, "If you throw him in a cell, you're just gonna create an Omega level monster." Talking about Kid Omega, and Steve says, "Okay, for now, we'll play it by your way, but as soon as it comes to trouble, Avengers get involved." And he's like, "Yeah, no problem." So we go into what's going on now, and the school is still being destroyed, and Krakoa, the enemy, that the living island that the X-Men fought back in the Giant Size uh, #1 issue, 1975. Uh, we see them fighting. However, Quentin here talks to the mutant island, tells him he understands. He's lonely. He's not the original that they fought all those years ago. He's like a grandson of that island or so. And lo and behold, you know, the Beast is working on a device to break the 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 uh, the Hellfire Club's connection with Krakoa, uh, and he does. And it's a big epic scene where Logan and the rest of the staff and Krakoa is in the back. I hope I'm saying his name. Krakoa, yeah, Krakoa are basically standing, and Wolverine's like, "Now get the hell out of my school," to the kids, and uh, it was funny. It was just really good stuff. They they let Krakoa actually stay on the land now. So like there was an issue where Husk was teaching a lecture to the students, and she was like, all that sun is messing up the I wish there was a tree right here. And Kokoro makes a tree come out, and she's like, oh, thank you, you know. Lo and behold, uh, we go to Cade Kilgore, the Black Knight of the Hellfire Club, in his office, and we see a man come in, and his secretary is like, I couldn't stop him, sir. He just barged right in. And Kilgore, this is the funny part, guys. This is something Wolverine, you got to give Wolverine props for. He was like, he comes and he says, this guy comes in, we don't know who it is, but, and he says, Kilgore says, who the hell are you? And he says, Matt Murdock, attorney at law. Here you go. And he says, I'm being sued? Yes, exactly. In the amount of $879 million. And that will just about be enough to cover the damages to the Jean Grey School for Higher Learning. If you don't, and then Kilgore basically says, I'm being sued by Wolverine, and he's like, if you don't pay that amount, or if you can't, then Wolverine, that the school takes over all your assets, including this business. And I thought that was hilarious. I thought that was so funny that they got Matt to another fellow Avenger to come in and be like, yeah, you're being sued. But it was the ending also. That wasn't even the end. The end part is that Kilgore made a deal literally with the devil. And that devil, let me just say this, that devil calls Wolverine Runt. You should know who I'm talking about. You should know who I'm talking about, people. Alright, so we move on to DC. Batman number 4. The Court of Owls. When the Court of Owls come, if they're in your sight, they send the Talon. That's who this guy is. That's his name, the Talon. And a and I'll let that ring. Sorry. and um and basically Bruce is still investigating this, and he really gets really deep in this investigation of who the Court of Owls are and everything like that. Even till he tells Dick Grayson a story of that he thought the Court of Owls had something really to do with his parents' death. Like, he really couldn't believe that this ordinary guy, Joe Chill, would just kill his parents over a few bucks and some pearls and things like that. It really got really deep. This really got real deep. Very, very deep. Scott Snyder really got real deep into this. Very good issue. And I'm sorry again about the phone ringing. I'll let it ring, you know, but it was really, really good, guys. Very good indeed. It left you that Bruce meets the court, actually. Okay, Birds of Prey number 4. Okay, yeah, as you can see, guys, Batgirl is there. The girls are still trying to investigate. Um, they're investigating what the hell is going on with these invisible enemies. But in the meantime, they have to stop this train because some of the victims, some of the people on the train got bombs in their heads, and including Black Canary. So this is kind of it's a story. They tell the flashback story first and then in the present. Um, but the team is really starting to get together now. They're really starting to trust one another a little more, and with the added muscle of Batgirl now, um, yeah, it's 5 now. It's 5 of them. I don't want to spoil too much. There's so much to spoil in this book, so I'm not going to spoil too much. But let's just say it kind of leads to a question that needs got to be answered for the next issue. But it still was good to see. Still good, and it's good to see Babs in another book. Okay, Blue Beetle #4, Silverback Strikes. Tony Bedard. Okay, Jaime, excuse me, is in big trouble because he's returned back home. His parents see the scarab on his back. They think it's his tattoo. And he's like, why'd you get this tattoo? It's going to come off. Lo and behold, this guy, Silverback, Plasma, and other people are looking for the scarab for their employee. Uh, and they hurt Jaime's friends and people like that just to question until Jaime comes in. Jaime is still struggling with the scarab because it's almost always lethal. Every time he tries to tell people what it is, it makes him cough, or like it makes his bodily functions go crazy. And all the scarab just keeps saying is, I can't let you do that prior for the mission, and things like that. So when Jaime first fights Silverback, my problem with this was that they made this guy Silverback look like a badass, like a pit bull. But when Beetle got a hold of him, Beetle started fighting him. It was over like that. It was like, oh, great build up, guys, but the fight comes and that was it. That's pretty much what it was. So I kind of felt a little down on that fight, but it's the ending that really was like, whoa, no. That really had me a little bit shocked. Um, it has something to do with his best friend, Jaime's best friend. Um, but yeah, it was okay. But like I said, that fight between Silverback, they made Silverback look badass. Look at the cover, him stomping all over Jaime. But the fight, like that, Jaime beat him. All right, Justice League #4. Oh, this was good. This was good. All right, so everybody's really shocked to see Arthur, Aquaman, and they're like, Superman asks, who are you? Who's the first person you thought you would think that would know who this guy is? Bruce. Bruce says they call him Aquaman, and Hal comes and says, Aquaman. I I thought he was just a sketch on Conan O'Brien, making fun of him. Um, and Aquaman's, no, I'm very real. Wonder Woman's like, welcome, Aquaman. Everything like that. We also turn back to what's going on with Vince Stone, Cyborg, and we see that his cybernetics are being programmed, and they're integrating with his body and everything, and it's hurting him. He's very much in pain, and it's kind of cool because like when he gets near like technology, like the computer, the program will automatically download it or something like that. Um, when when Parademons broke into the lab, he used his light cannon, and it was cool. It was really cool to see. But um, Vince is a little bit upset at his dad because he did that to him. He made him into this. But his dad basically told him, you were dying. I had no choice. So he runs off. Things like that. Lo and behold, once again, we have a little bit of a skimmage between Arthur and Hal. Hal in this is really a jerk. He's coming off really like a jerk in this. He's like, Batman, he doesn't even have superpowers, and I'm tired of taking orders from him and things like that. You think I'm gonna take orders from Aqua Fresh here? I'm like, oh my God, like, what can he do? Superman can fly and juggle trucks. Flash is the fastest man in the world. Wonder Woman can cut through anything with that sword, and I can do anything I want with this ring. what can you do? So you see parademons coming at them, and dunga 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 dunga, and giant great white sharks come out and just eat the parademons, and they were just like, and then so basically Hal ate Crow. Um, Cyborg does meet up, so the team is all together in this by the end of the book, and he kind of tells them what's coming, and we all know, and we get a big, good panel spread of the new 52 Darkseid, and man, does he look great, and does he look, and is he big? I think he's taller than all of them. He's almost like a miniature giant. He's got to be about 8 feet tall, man. He's got to be. He's tall. And the last panel, I am Darkseid, and it was beautifully drawn by Jim Lee. Beautiful. This was really good. Very good issue indeed. Okay. Green Lantern Corps, number 4. Uh, Peter Tomasi does a good job on this. John and a few other lanterns are prisoners of war of these the keepers. We find out who they are, and without spoiling too much for you, they are a threat. They are so much a threat that we get a guest appearance of a member of Stormwatch, John Jones, Martian Manhunter, in this book, because he sees them, he knows they're a threat as well. They are the keepers. You know what they do? I gotta spoil this for you guys. You know how every lantern's lantern is in that interdimensional pocket? Well, there was always said that they have to go somewhere, right? These are the people that monitor those lanterns when they need to be called. They're like the keepers. They watch over. They're like librarians, and they're sick and tired of it. And that's why they have so much willpower and everything like that. This was excellent. I'm not going to spoil any more for you, but Peter Tomasi, you do. Oh, this was good. This really caught me off guard to like whoa, like wow. It was really good to see John, because I'm not reading Stormwatch, so it's really good to see that. Um, but I do keep an eye on what's going on in Stormwatch. But it was really good to see John Jones in this, and hopefully, you know, um, John Stewart and the rest of the gang come back safe, and they are no longer POWs. All right, Nightwing number 4. Kyle Higgins. Um, Dick is in Miami, and he's still with the circus. They're down in Miami, and he's really getting really intimate and close again with somebody he grew up with during his circus days. Um, Lo and behold, we run into Babs again. She's in this book. She guest stars, and she's fighting this villain known as Spinebender. He's a shapeshifter, but he has no spine. So, um, and he heads down to Miami. So Babs follows, and we get to see kind of like like, could we get a love triangle or something going on between this? It was fun. This was really fun. It left me like, kind of weird out, because if you recall in Batgirl number 3, Batgirl was all like, I got to do this by myself. They basically had a fight, and it was like, and even in this, they bring it up. And even to the point where at the end of the book, I'm forgetting the girl that the childhood friend Dick is sleeping with. She's basically comes on and says to Barbara, like, you guys must be close and everything like that. And Barbara says, he he's a good man, you got something special there. Don't let it go, things like that. But it was still fun. It was just, you know, like, okay, I see where you're going with this, but it was fun. Uh, Pretty decent indeed. Okay, I'm gonna do a double review, guys, so bear with me on this one. Supergirl number 4, Wonder Woman number 4. Supergirl is she's been captured by Tycho, the guy who I guess will be the main villain in this, and she basically is captured, and she has to escape from prison thanks to kryptonite weakened her. That's pretty much what all this was about. Wonder Woman is still getting over what happened in last week's issue, Last time we found out that she is the daughter of Zeus, and we all know Hera don't like that. So it's basically the outcome of what Hera's up to. So she basically comes to Hippolyta and looks like she's gonna kill them. And there's some really wicked stuff in this. As for this, like I said, it was there. You know, uh, Kara's still just really confused, and she wants to go home, but she doesn't know who to trust. Even that, even Superman, her cousin, and Wonder Woman needs to figure out, should she apologize to her mother and everything like that. But the ending with what happens, very sad issue in Wonder Woman. As for Supergirl, it leaves us on a cliffhanger to what Tycho has retrieved and what's going to happen now. But they both were still good. Okay, guys. So that is it. I ran for almost an hour. Uh, but other than that, guys, thank you for listening. Happy holidays again, as always. I hope you are having a safe, happy holiday as well. Um, I will see you guys next week, God willing. And once again, I'd just like to say, Ed, Jen, if you're watching this, thank you so much again, guys. I appreciate what you did for me. Thank you very much. But other than that, it's Marvin and Kid. Peace.